we've got a majority here right now, so I'd like to get started because we got a pretty long agenda. Um, Madam Clerk, would you take the roll?
Commissioner Palomera.
Here.
Commissioner Baker McCormick has requested an excuse. Commissioner Peterson Mayberry. Commissioner Kenlock.
Present.
Commissioner Baydoun has requested an excuse. Commissioner Wilson. Chair Anderson.
Present.
You have a quorum present.
First item.
B, Chair's remarks.
I have none at this time. Next.
C, approval of the February 10th, 2026 meeting minutes.
I have a motion to approve those minutes. Okay. All those in favor?
We need a second via tablet.
Anyone opposed? Okay. Next item.
We have to vote using our tablets.
Okay.
Motion carried.
Motion's carries. Next item.
Item D, unfinished business. Items 1 through 12 are the resilience hubs. Item 1, requesting commission approval of Amendment 1 to a 2-year professional services contract with 2 one-year options to renew with Elevate Energy to continue to provide planning and project management support to the Wayne County Resilience Hub Network in 2 through 12. Requesting commission approval of a 2-year subrecipient agreement with 2 one-year options to renew with the Warren Connor Development Coalition, DBA, Eastside Community Network, Arab American and Chaldean Council, DBA America's Community Council. Item 4, Detroit Blightbusters. Item 5, the Detroit Hispanic Development Corporation. Item 6, Live 6 Alliance. 7, Wayne Metropolitan Community Action Agency. 8, Sound Mind, Sound Body. 9, Walking in One Accord. 10, the City of Dearborn Fire Department. 11, Jefferson East. And 12, Solidarity, and that's to contribute to a year-long training and development program to prepare and equip Wayne County community-based organizations to enter the Resilience Hub Network.
Mr. Chair, move approval, and I have a point.
Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Chair, if you allow me to ask. So this is an item that we sent back. We gave instructions as it relates to all of these items. And so if you don't mind, that they would give us an update as relates to those changes that this committee had requested.
I did have a brief conversation with our council last week about it, and so I think it would be a good idea to have them cover those changes, and then we'll hear from our council. Yes.
Excuse me. Good morning, Erin Kelly, Director of Sustainability and Innovation. Okay, so in terms of updates, we sought to protect the county's interest by extending the requirement for occupancy in the buildings that are receiving the facility upgrades. And we worked through that with council, and that is now included in the agreements before you.
Okay. So would you like to just give us an overview of the whole project, or the multiple projects, not individually, but what the hub networks are? Yes. Oh, pardon me. First, I'll back up and commission council.
Through the chair to this honorable body. So with regards to the request this body made to change the agreements to require that each entity that's receiving funding actually serve as a hub. So the agreements were changed to indicate that each entity will serve as a resilience hub for 2 years. And then and it also states that a new, more thorough IGA will follow after they do the training, but it actually was revised to indicate 2 years for them to serve, and that was the request of this body, and that did occur.
Okay, so you're satisfied with the form right now, form of the contracts?
I'm satisfied that they satisfied the request of this body, which was to include that in the agreement, which they did do.
Okay, okay. So would you like to give us a little bit of an overview of what? Mr. Cartwright, welcome. Sue.
Thank you.
Okay, so circulating is a presentation we provided previously. But at a high level, the Wayne County Resilience Hub Network program is seeking to partner with existing county-based organizations that serve in high social vulnerability indexed communities, and to provide training so that these organizations that do other work, we talk about it as blue sky work. So a day like today, what are they doing? Is not directly related to resilience activities. The county's developed a training program to support these organizations in understanding some of the emergency response language, the expectations, and the processes that a resilience hub needs to follow, so that everyone's on the same page about what might happen and what the role of these organizations would be in the event of a weather-related disruption happening across the county. We have developed this program in partnership with our colleagues in HHVS and in Homeland Security. They've been wonderful partners and really the topic experts on this work. And so through the arc of the training, these organizations build their capacity and understanding. The county builds relationships with these organizations. And in addition to the training for this cohort, because we have other cohorts planned, for this cohort, we have funding to support facility improvements to increase the physical resilience of the building where the organization operates. And that is our approach.
And where's the source of funding?
This work is funded by a grant from FEMA that the county received in 2022. And there is also some SLURF, some ARPA funds supporting the facility improvements.
Okay. Any questions by members? Yes, Commissioner Peterson, Mayberry.
Thank you. Thanks to the committee for granting the request that we had. I noticed it says 2 years. What's the additional 1 year? So I saw that there's a 2-year commitment for them to be in the hub. And then 1 year after is a community commitment. Is that what, did I understand that correctly?
So,
Commission, Council.
so through the chair, so that 1 year is for ownership of the building because the money will go to actually improving the physical facility. The requirement is that they, the term of the agreement is 2 years. And then for an additional year after that, they must continue to own the facility. So you have the two requirements. One is to actually serve as a resilience hub for a minimum of 2 years. And the other is to actually make sure they continue to own the facility that's being improved for essentially 3 years.
Okay, so no transfer ownership.
Right.
And then the other question is, I think the last time we talked about this, we mentioned that this was unique. And so there is no best practice. I'm just wondering if the 2-year is a best practice on a organization. So for instance, if an organization is getting a couple $100,000 to do building repairs and they are with us for 2 years and at that 3rd year moment, they decide to no longer become a resilience partner. So is this a best practice or are we creating a best practice?
We've looked nationally at how different communities are advancing resilience hubs, and we are launching the largest county-led resilience hub network in the nation. So in terms of the 2-year determination, that came forward through legal on both sides.
Oh,
So
sorry.
Through the chair, that was what was proposed to us, but it's based on the amount of money that each is receiving. So if you've noticed over the last year or so, every time they come to this body and they say they want to improve a physical facility, one of the questions we've asked is, well, do they have to own it? And so the legal, from Corp Counsel's perspective, has determined, along with the department, what that is. So it really varies depending on the amount of money that's being invested. So you've noticed some of those other projects where it may have been $1 million, maybe it's a 5-year commitment.
Right.
Here, it's only, I believe, $65,000 for physical improvements. So then they determined 2 years, and we didn't object to that.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Are we taking these together?
We'll take them together.
Okay. So then I do have one more question on
Sure.
item number 2, actually. Is there a threshold for subcontractor I know we don't get into the subcontracts, but I know that there was some conversation around one of the Resilient Hub partners, one of the 11 organizations, and the subcontractor. So is there a threshold for when we do get involved with subcontractors, or do we not? Because I know it should be strongly encouraged that that subcontractors are from Wayne County. And I don't know if that's written somewhere, if it's implied, but also the issue that we read in the packet around subcontractors was one of our 11 organizations. There's item number 2, actually, on our action item number 2.
Mr. Cartwright.
Commissioner, are you asking about the subcontractors for the program or the subcontractors for the actual repairs to the building?
Or for the repairs to the building.
Okay. Yeah, for the repairs to the building, I don't think we're choosing the subcontractors. We're not even choosing the contractors for repairs to the building.
Okay.
Is from what I understand. But as far as what the point that you're making is, I did just meet with my whole team about Wayne County vendors,
About
and
local contractors. Okay.
contractors, and the new protocol in economic development is I have to approve all the contractors prior to us submitting, getting a contract for new vendors.
Okay. I just want us to strongly encourage our vendors when we go through contracts. If we have contractors who don't have the bandwidth as others, they should still be encouraged to do business with so that they can build the bandwidth. A lot of times that's what I'm hearing, that, well, we're not as large as some of these other contractors, but they will never get the opportunity if we don't kind of prioritize them in this work.
Yeah, and my directors will tell you I've been driving that point home with them for the most part, and I've been meeting with contractors. I just advised another subcontractor go through another one, and they were saying that why I want the contract. I'm like, you probably don't want the contract. You
Yeah.
probably want to be the subcontractor.
Right.
So it's just a part of education, understanding what that means, and that's what I'm trying to push forward in our department right now.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Commission Counsel again.
To the point of subcontractors, so generally, when we have a contract, if they're a subcontractor, they're identified. In this instance, part of the actual program is identifying the needed improvements, which will vary for organization to organization based on their facilities. So it's not feasible right now for them to tell us who those subs are because they don't even know what the improvements will be. And that's why they have that first contract with Elevate Energy to help them, each organization, actually identify it. But if this body desires, and we've done this before, we can have them, once they've identified the improvements to be made to each facility and the subcontractors, we can have them submit a report later so that this body will be identified, and we can put that in our resolution if that's the will of this committee.
Mr. Chair, I like that. If we
Do that.
could, okay.
Commission Counsel, if you will take care of that to make sure that language is in there. Another Commissioner Wilson.
Thank you, Chair. Just a quick question. I noticed in your handout, you indicated that the first resilience hub was established in Baltimore in 2014. Do we have an efficacy study that alludes to the success or the failure of this type of hub, since we have about 11 years to kind of document? Is there anything that shows that people are saying this is really great, it works, it saved my life, or something to the converse?
The work in Baltimore City came through the Homeland Security and Emergency Management function in Baltimore City. And so it's an integral part of their hazard mitigation plan. The county, are required to maintain a hazard mitigation plan. If there is a disruption and a claim needs to be filed to FEMA, infrastructure can only be rebuilt to the standard that is described in the hazard mitigation plan. And so the program continues in Baltimore, and it's added a lot to their hazard mitigation planning exercise, which is structured. They approach it differently than we do here in Wayne County.
Okay. And just to follow up, you said we are the largest county that has undertaken this type of process.
County led.
County led.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Sure. Thank you. Just the last thing I think was the success stories. You said in Baltimore, it has been a success and it's, this is modeled after what they did, but it's handled a different way too. But, okay. I think we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, will move the item.
Motion carried.
Okay. Item is approved and thank you.
Thank
for
you.
being here. Madam Clerk, next item.
Moving to the addenda, item 2. Revision of resolution number 2025-769, amendment 1 to the 2023 annual action plan for the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Madam Clerk, I think this is this is just a correction, I think.
Correct.
So unless there's any questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve. It's been moved. Yes, please. Identify yourself, please.
I'm sorry,
the
Stephanie
record.
Case, Community Development Senior Project Manager. So I think the resolution should state that we're taking 2023 money from River Rouge and reallocating it to the 2024 project. It's 242,000.
Just moving from one year to the other, but the
Correct.
same recipient.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So thanks for that clarification. And we have a motion. And do we have a second?
We have a motion by Commissioner Palomera and a support by Commissioner Peterson Mayberry.
Very good. We've got a motion and a second. All those in favor? Say aye. Aye. Or
Motion carried.
thank you. I forgot everybody has tablets. So, okay. All those, we're, anyone opposed? Seeing none, the item is approved. Okay. I think we're, Madam Clerk, next item.
Moving back to the agenda, item 1 under new business, discussion by Virgil Smith and Keith Williams on Hope Zones and how they can benefit the county.
I think I know that guy. Welcome, gentlemen. Please identify yourselves.
Keith Williams, former vice chair of the Wayne County Commission, chairman of the Michigan Democrat Party Black Caucus.
Very good. Oh, yeah, sorry.
So, okay, my name is Keith Williams, and I'm representing the Michigan Democratic Party Black Caucus this morning.
Virgil Smith, the treasurer for the Michigan Democratic Party Black Caucus.
Welcome, gentlemen. Would you like to start us off?
I will give you an opening statement, then Virgil gonna go through the nuances of what we're trying to do.
Right.
Good morning, Chair and members of the Economic Committee. My name is Keith D. Williams. I had the honor of serving this body for 7 years as Chair of the Public Service Committee, Vice Chair of the Wayne County Commission. Today, I serve as the Chairman of the Democratic Michigan Black Caucus. I appear before you today to discuss an economic development strategy called Hope Zones and Upside Economics, a model designed to help communities move from poverty to prosperity. This concept is simple. When economic growth occurs in a community, a portion of the new growth is reinvested back into the same communities to support small businesses, workforce training, housing stabilization, and infrastructure improvement. Hope zones are not about race, they're about place. The strategies can be benefits urban neighborhoods, suburban working class communities, and rural towns alike. Today, I'm seeking support of the Wayne County Commission to encourage the Michigan legislature to enact on the Hope Zone legislation in law so that communities across our state have the tools to build local prosperity. Thank you for your opportunity to speak, and I look forward to working with you to move this important initiative forward. And you got some illustrations of how Hope Zones work, and Virgil gonna go into the nuances of it. And we got to get this to the legislature because you can't do it locally. It's got to got to be passed to the legislative body to make this work. Okay,
My understanding is they haven't moved on it, and you're trying to stimulate action on it.
yeah, but we got what 17 bill packages right now. And the person, our lead legislator, is Helena Scott.
Mhm.
So it's a race neutral bill, and we got to have Republican support too. And if you see on this sheet here, it tells you all the communities that will be affected by this, all across the state of Michigan, from the UP down I-75, I-94 corridors, and Detroit, one of the biggest cities, and local governments around Wayne County.
And I just wanted to ask real quick, who determines the communities? Is it a level of poverty or?
But Bert's gonna go into that.
Okay,
So,
oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so I heard you make reference to, I guess, legislative action. So, how is legislative action, I guess, associated and tied to this?
Well, it's all the taxation stuff comes out of the legislate, and we had to have a state rep to champion his cause, and so Helena's champion the champion.
Saying to broaden it.
No, we have to get you got to have a broad support. Yes.
Okay,
Are you all set, Commissioner?
I am.
Okay. Virgil, welcome.
thank you, Mr. Chairman. So we passed out what is titled the Michigan Hope Zone Legal Framework with our little emblem on it in the corner on the left-hand corner of the sheet. So if you go down to qualifying requirements, it has the two main qualifying requirements in 2 and 3. Now, 2 says medium household income is 50,000 or less within the municipal boundaries. We were looking to raise that to 60,000 to include more municipalities. So Representative Scott is looking to have a press conference and introduce this on the 17th of this month. And I believe that change has been made. So that will be a change from number 2. And then you see number 3. So it's either or. Those would be your qualifying requirements outside of the governing body of the local municipality having to approve the Hope Zone overall, and then each one from there individually.
Okay, because I did notice it seems as though, there can be pockets of poverty, of course, in every city. And I know in Western Wayne County, there's some that have poverty and a great deal of need. And I was happy to see that Inkster was included. Yes.
I forgot one quality. Inside the legislation, it's up to 25% of the city's total acreage too. So
Okay.
if you remember, Mr. Chairman,
Mhm.
when we were a member of the Michigan House together,
Mhm.
we did the Neighborhood Enterprise Zone
Yeah.
Homestead Amendment,
Mhm.
which lowered property taxes in 5 municipalities here in the state of Michigan. I believe the 5 were Detroit, Kalamazoo, I don't have it in front of me right now. River Rouge is one.
Mhm.
So it was 5 municipalities. So, and that was up to 15% of the city's total acreage. So part of the Hope Zone framework is mirrored off of the Neighborhood Enterprise Zone Act, Homestead Amendment.
So what are you asking us to do? At the commission, you're not looking at funding here, but it has to come from the state legislature.
We're looking for support.
Okay,
That's basically what it is.
basically a resolution.
Resolution.
Okay. Any other questions by commissioners? Commissioner Kinlaw?
So is this action, number 12? So there's no funding request associated with this right now?
No.
Number one. Okay, so went through it. Okay, new business. Okay, so this sounds like an excellent idea. And so I absolutely would support this and hope that the legislature would take this up. Yeah.
Basically, if you think about it, the Downtown Building Authority, they capture taxes. Comey Young some years ago was trying to incentivize business from leaving Detroit. And so he came up with this Downtown Business Authority. So what we're trying to do is incentivize the neighborhood, make it more profitable for people who want to move back, raise a family, buy homes and things like this. And this would do that with the caption of the taxes and freezing property taxes and things like that.
Mr. Smith? Do you want to add to that?
Yeah, I do want to add that, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but you would probably want to ask your fiscal analysis to see, because that neighborhood enterprise zone, there is a portion of Wayne County property taxes that is reduced in those mills. So it's a portion of I think of the operating millage for Wayne County and the operating millage for the city of Detroit.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Palomero.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's good to see you both. Is this legislation still in draft form, or does it have a bill number yet?
It is still in draft form. We're looking for a bill introduction by the end of this month. As I explained, Representative Helena Scott is looking to do a press conference on March 17th.
Okay, and then after which you would let us know what that bill number is, and you would like the commission to approve a resolution encouraging legislative support?
Yes.
Is that the ask?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I get
We're
it.
not asking for the money, we just ask for support.
Gotcha. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
We have a visitor that's not a member of the committee, but certainly one of our commissioners, and I'll recognize.
Thank you. I was listening,
Commissioner
Mr.
Clemente.
Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to come down because I was listening in, and I think one of my questions was answered about the bills, but did I hear a 17 bill package? And have they all been assigned to legislators?
No, we're working through that process currently right now.
Okay, and do you have support on both sides of the aisle?
We're working.
Okay,
We're working.
and I don't know if I can be in support of this or not, but I definitely want to see things before I put any support behind it. In what it sounds like could be a good idea, but I think we need more information before we, do that. So that's my only questions about this. Thank you.
Let me just say this to you. If you look at this illustration, okay, it tells you it affects every region in the state of Michigan.
Yes, sir, I understand that, but
Yeah.
being a former legislator, I want to see what we're supporting. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's probably something good. We're talking about housing and different things about that, but before I put any support behind anything, I'd really like to know what's going on and who's on the package and how it's moving through. Because we have a lot of housing things right now that are up in the legislature. So I'm hoping that we can get something through for our people.
Well, we're gonna try to get it through. Yeah.
One question along those lines, I think that Commissioner Clementi's even thinking about is how does it affect taxes that are being assessed right now in communities? And that's something we'll want to see before we make a commitment to support it. But did you want to address that?
He's asked me, that's gonna take from the cities and stuff like that. But if you take that money upside, we came up with this theory, upside economics. When you invest in people, they invest in the economy and they grow the economy. We've been living under the auspice of trickle-down economics for the last 50 years. What has that gotten us? More debt and less people involved in the process. And so what we're saying, if you give the money, you put it in people's hands, and you give them hope. Like the acronym for hope is helping opportunities prospers everywhere. Okay, this is not race. We ain't talking about race. It's about place and where people live.
And I think another thing that would be of concern for all of us is that does it take authority away from the local communities? But we'll see what the final package resolution as it comes through the legislature or as it makes its introduction. Commissioner Kenlock, yeah.
That's what we're being asked to do this morning is support a framework for residents, businesses, local individuals to weigh in on the economic change in their immediate areas. I know oftentimes that we look at local electeds as the highest authority when it comes to development issues. But what greater voices is it to have the residents to have a say on some revenues that are captured in their communities, to be able to talk about what businesses, what sort of uses that they actually have some resources to apply. We don't ever ask what the chair and I sent the letter to the Economic Development Department to now require for tax abatements when they come before our body to give us more detailed information. We never in the past have pushed down on pushback, I should say, as relates to those big ticket projects that have come from the normal tax abatement process. This is a great tool that put at the local level residents and the nonprofits that work on a day-to-day basis to improve those communities. So I think they're not asking us to support the legislation. This is a concept. So we're voting on the concept right now for us to support that. Commissioner Palomar said, once the bill packages, make it through, like you mentioned, the way through, we got to look at that. But I'm saying I can support this concept, what's in front of us now. Then there's another piece that we got to take a look at, and that's when the particular bills come. But let's support this. This is really local-based community, residents' voices being part of this process.
Just let members know, this is just discussion. This is not any action today.
Yes,
Yeah,
okay. Well, I wish we.
Peterson, Mayberry.
Thank you. So I too agree. I know that the community has been there's been some damage in the community around what they feel like they have a voice to do. And so as you all are making people aware of this, I do know that the feedback has been extremely receptive. I've sat in on some of those community conversations. So I appreciate you bringing this to the commission so that everybody's aware of not only your thoughts, but the pathway to get to where you're trying to get and the benefit for everyone. So I thank you for bringing it to the commission officially today. I know this is just economic committee, so there are several commissioners who are not on this committee. So I'm hoping that you make sure that those commissioners are also aware of your thought process and the framework moving forward. Thank you.
Yes.
You look at all these communities from Flat Rock to all this is aging. And what is happening is the youth are leaving. And so we need to get the youth buying these homes when their parents leave instead of those houses turning into a demolition derby. And so I'm just saying we got to start thinking big now. We go through, I've been a part of the legislative process. Things can get slow and all this other stuff. But guess who gets hurt by that? The citizens that live in those communities who are paying the taxes. And all we're saying is let's give these folks a chance to put that money back into their communities, grow their communities, because there has not been growth since the 50s and the 60s, and the automotive industry controlled all the economics. These folks, we need small business folks. We need young folks dreaming big towards that kind of stuff. And so I just think this is a great opportunity for us to look to the future, not to be stuck in the past.
I appreciate that. I think we have to wait until we see the bills as they're introduced, and then because I'm sure there'll be a lot of support. Commissioner Kenlock.
Mr. Chair, I'm going to, without objection, I'm going to draft a resolution speaking, as we often do, speaking to support of economic decision-making by local residents. And so without objection, Mr. Chair, I will be preparing a resolution to speak to the concept and a framework, as well as any future, looking forward to receiving any future legislation to support this concept.
And you certainly have that right to do that as a commissioner, but we're just not going to take any action.
Not today, but I'm just saying, absolutely not today. I would like to bring it back.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Commissioner Wilson.
Thank you, Chair Anderson. Just as a member of this esteemed subcommittee, I feel that this is an excellent concept. There's no question about that. But I have a quick inquiry. Decisions are made by local nonprofit advisory boards and not politicians. That resonates very strongly with this person. And to that extent, what the individuals that are going to be allotted to these nonprofit advisory boards? Do we have any idea?
He'll tell you what,
Okay.
this is how it's gonna work.
Okay, because it's very good process, I
So-
think, concept.
I have all the draft bills here with me, so I
Wow.
mean, I can, anybody's would like me to come and actually just discuss this.
Okay.
We can definitely have those discussions, but
You're
to
just
answer
in
your-
brevity.
But to answer your question directly, so for the homeowner side, where we're mirroring the NEZ homestead, the Michigan Strategic Fund would capture that property tax dollar instead of reducing it as it is in the NEZ homestead today.
Okay.
And then the Michigan Strategic Fund would then deposit those captured property tax dollars in the bank account for the homeowners association. So we have to be, so the Legislative Service Bureau is telling us that they have to be a 501c3 to receive those dollars.
Okay, gotta be a nonprofit.
Mhm.
Okay.
And so we're gonna have to do, so the number one of the questions that we're having in the neighborhoods is teaching us how to form nonprofits and how to operate as such, because they gotta submit 990 reports.
Okay.
They're gonna have to be organized.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you, Virgil. I appreciate that. And both of you collectively, I appreciate your passion for this concept. Very, very well articulated. So thank you.
So, thank you, Commissioner Wilson.
Thank you, Chair.
I just wanted to ask, you mentioned meetings, and I think Commissioner, one of the commissioners mentioned earlier that he'd been to a meeting, and I just wondered, as you go through that process of having those meetings, if you'd let some of us know, and we might want to attend and learn more about it, because the concept is great, and it's, as always, the devil's in the details, and how things work out, and what comes in when the bills are introduced, and how they make their way through the process.
We'll come to your community
Mhm.
this past Saturday, and Dr. Ivy at the Wayne County Community, he's been very amenable to what we're trying to do. We had a house packed last Saturday of the communities of all over in Detroit, and they were so excited. But people are tired, sir. They're tired of the same old stuff, and they see the hope and opportunities for themselves. So on April 11th, we're going to be at Wayne County Community College on the east side. So we're going to take this all on the road. If we got to go up to the thumb, we're going. I know Bill Schuette's son. I'm going to go talk to Bill Schuette's son. I'm going to get this done.
Good.
Okay, I'm going to get it done.
Good. Thank you very much for being here today and giving us a heads up on this proposal.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
No other questions by members? I think we got everyone. Right?
Welcome back, Keith.
Hey, can I take the pictures down and take them with me?
Madam Clerk. Next
F.
item.
F, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
Have we had anything submitted? Request for additional item?
I have not been informed of any.
Okay. Any other questions or comments by members? Seeing none? And I'd entertain a motion to, or let's see, yes, pardon me, the public, anything else from the public as far as anyone in the room that has a question or a comment? Yes, sir. Please come forward and identify yourself. Where the microphone is, if you would. Thank you. And for the record, just identify yourself.
Well, good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for having me. I'm here. My name is Alonzo Bell, pastor Martin Evers Missionary Baptist Church, named after Martin Luther King and Medgar Evers. And so I'm also the CEO of Redeem Detroit, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization where we help young mothers graduate high school, college, or trade school. And we provide wraparound services such as daycare, transportation, and financial literacy, which leads to home ownership, job placement. So one of the things that I do more prominently is we teach them about skilled trades, because there's a deficit of women and underrepresentation in the skilled trades. And right now, I have about 1,700 young mothers in my program that live in Detroit. And we take them through a 12-week program, and afterwards they know how to do electrical work, carpentry, plumbing, all those entry level things, and they get a OSHA 10 or OSHA 30 certification. We also have a track for energy management where they get a BPI certification, and then we go ahead and get them into job placement. So to this day, we've helped about 400 young mothers, teen moms graduate high school. We've helped about 100 go through the program, and about half of those have jobs in the industry, and the other 25% have just jobs that we help to find for them. And then the other thing is I've helped, like recently, because of the down payment assistance program with Detroit and all the other programs, we've been able to get 2 of those moms to become homeowners. And so I'm here today just to see about, I know this is about economic development, and I wanted to see if there was any support or resources that the county can help, or partnerships to help with this process, because we know when we help a young mom or we help a woman, that is, you're helping the entire community. And we're talking about generational impact, because we impact 2 generations at the same time. And so we want to expand our program, because right now I'm only able to see 20 young moms at a time. And we provide transportation, daycare, all that stuff while they're in class. But I want to be able to do more, but I'm stretching the can of beans, making it last a month. You know what I mean?
I commend you, and I think all of us would commend you on what you're doing right now for people in need, and helping them take a step up, and to be able to benefit them and their families. And I appreciate you being here to let us know about that. But yes, Commissioner Kinlock.
Yes, so Pastor, definitely want to refer you to Economic Development Department in regards to that, and I can help facilitate that connection along with the chair's office. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner Kinlock. I appreciate that. Yes, sir.
You might also want to talk to your particular commissioner too, and maybe even there was.
Oh, no, I didn't invite him here. I didn't know he was coming.
Yeah. Thank you.
Commissioner Kinlock would give great advice. Reaching out to the administration and submitting something.
And I certainly appreciate all the great work you guys are doing, you too, Commissioner Kinlock. And another thing I want to just add is that my girls have come from all over the county. We got about 3,000 in the entire state. So they're all over. So I can get help from all of the commissioners, if that's all right.
But listen, you're gonna need it.
And you have a popular last name too.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the time.
Thank you for being here. Thank you. Is there anyone else in the audience that would like to speak or ask a question or make a comment? All right. Seeing none. Anything else? Okay. I'd entertain a motion to
adjourn.
It's been moved and supported. All those in favor?